simply going to go, there goes that weapon again. That's simply going to go into that little groove there. Hi folks, just wanted to do a quick review on Camshaft, who was a 2007 Transformers movie line toy. He was originally a swindle toy, so because of that, they used a drone head sculpt, which was basically looked like a camera for a face. That didn't look too Autobot to me, so I cut that thing off. I did a little bit of sculpting to some plastic and glued it on there to create what you see here. I'll get you a little look at what that is. It ain't perfect, but it looks a little more like Bluesteak and an Autobot than a camera face would. I'll get a couple things across in case you're interested in the mold. He is slightly mistransformed. These windows should be swiveled in. I don't do that because I don't think it adds anything, and articulation is not affected whatsoever if you keep them where they are. I think it actually looks quite a bit better. Also, this is supposed to be a crotch guard. I tightened up the joints to leave them up. The reason that I like it up is it also kind of makes the gimmick a little cooler. And the gimmick is a little button right near his butt. And when you press that, he has a cannon, which I think is alright. Can't complain. I'm going to put that little gimmick back. Obviously, I'll mention that this is meant to stay this way and it leaves it as a crotch plate. But it also gives him quite a bit of a face chest. Doesn't it look like a smiley little something or other? Don't like it. So, that is why I leave it up like that. Now, I'll get a couple comparisons out of the way, just to show you what I'm going for. I'm going to raise the camera here a bit. Let me get this up. Get these guys back. Now, this is Brawn from the movie line. And this is Evasion Mode Prime, also from the movie line. I guess I didn't get that camera up enough. But you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I'm just trying to kind of create the characters we know and love. Trying to get a little crew together. I don't know why they couldn't have done that in the movies. There's so many movies out there where, for example, if they did Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs, people would flip out. But they don't mind messing with our Transformers, that's for sure. So this is kind of what I'm going for with the crew. And a little size comparison if you're interested in the mold. I'm going to get rid of these guys now. I'll show a little bit of articulation. Now, I couldn't put a new head on here. I could fit scout heads on here, but I would have had to carve them down because of the clearance, which I'll show you in a bit. But basically, all you get is left to right, even though it's on a ball joint, and there's a touch of up and down, a little bit of nodding. Not much, but honestly, much better than the original head sculpt after my carving. Kind of cleared that stuff up a little bit. Before I go through more, just let me get the camera down here a bit. Got ball joints on the shoulders, swivel at the elbow, a ball joint on these doors, ball joint on the wrists, so you can do what you need to do. Got a swivel at the waist, a ball joint at the hips, a hinge at the knees, and both the front toe and the heel spur are on a swivel, so you can do what you need to do to get him to balance. He's really not too bad, but his hips do not have a swivel, so there's not a lot you can do there. Let's get him transformed. For transformation, all we're going to do is start off by turning his legs around. That gimmick's going to pop during transformation, so let's laugh about it now and forget about it because it's going to keep happening. Now, I've got that done. I'm going to swivel the foot around. You're basically closing the heel spur, swiveling that foot around, and you're going to pull the chest item out. And it's going to come to the back, and to connect, you're going to put this bottom bar, you see right there, just under that pull, and line things up. Sometimes easier said than done, but it will eventually line up, and I think I shot that device again. So let's do the same over here. Those are pretty soft pegs. Let me close up the gimmick again, even though I probably will fire it before I'm done. So we've got the back end done. What I like to do is just tab the roof section in. There goes that gimmick yet again. Let's just leave the gimmick out. So, tab the roof section in, and I flip the head section around, and you'll see a couple tabs there. They go in right under the hood. That kind of holds the whole front end where it's supposed to be. And then the arms. Now, once they're folded up, all they have to do is slide in, and they peg in right in under the wheel well there. It's a very loose peg, but it does hold it in place, and it solidifies by the peg hole you see there and that peg inside the door. I like to get my fingers in there, as I usually do, and just force that peg in, just so it's solid, because if you just press from outside, you'll see that it doesn't go all the way in. And there we go. And you now have a camshaft mold transformed. Looks like this is a little out. Make sure they're in. And there is a camshaft that I customized into a Bluestreak. Now, you can see kind of where I'm going, because here, for example, is the universe mold. So you can clearly see what I was going for. Get rid of that. The gimmick still works. Looks a little more like a nitro booster or something now, but that still works. And I did go with the Autobot symbol on the back window. If you check out any pictures of the G1 toy, you're going to see those too. But I think he looks pretty cool. So let's do a little bit of comparing him with some other Autobots. I'm going to compare him to Cannon Force Ironhide again, going for the G1 look on these guys, just comparing them with guys like that. I want to get a little crew together, like I said, of movie bots that look G1. And another good example of that is him with Jazz. I think they look cool together. I think they look a lot better than a silver guy with blue stripes, a silver guy, and a black guy. I think that's a way cooler looking crew. I hope you liked my look at Camshaft or customized Bluestreak. I think he's a nice looking body. Took a little work to change the head sculpt. So honestly, if you don't like the head sculpt and you're not willing to carve some plastic and do some gluing, I would not recommend this mold. I think it was a little bit of fun for me to kind of conquer and get through it. But I kind of just leave him in his alt mode, his vehicle mode, because it just looks a little cooler to me than the rest of it. But it was fun. So if you're into it, go do one of those yourself. Next time, I'm going to take a look at Bonsaitron. I really thought Bonsaitron was supposed to be one word. I don't know why it's two. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But we'll take a look at him next. I bought him, and I didn't see any reviews for him. and I was kind of frustrated by that. I usually rely on YouTube for reviews to check out bots before I go and buy them. But there was none, so I'm going to review them, and maybe I could help people out in the future. All right, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, gotta love it.